Okay, hello everyone. So welcome to the series of interview questions on OOPS. So today questions is asked in an interview about constructor. So I would like to tell you about that before knowing the concept of constructor, you must have knowledge of few words. Like you can consider it as a prerequisites. So you must have knowledge on like classes, objects. You also know about instance variables, and you also know about some how to create objects in Java. So if you have knowledge on these concepts or these little things, you will easily understand what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so the question we have today that is about the constructor. So basically the question asked has three parts. First is like what is a constructor and how we gonna create the constructor in the Java, and third one is the different types of Java constructors in Java. So we have a question and it has three parts, and we will try to understand it by breaking the question in three parts. Okay, so first of all we will try to understand what is a constructor in Java. So here it is. What is a constructor in Java? Basically, constructor is a special method in Java. Unlike other methods which have a return type, constructor doesn't have a return type. And definitely, if I talk about the name of a constructor in Java, definitely the same as we have a class name. So if we are going to create a constructor in Java, it must have the same name as the class itself. And most important thing, what a constructor does in Java, the role of a constructor. So the role of a constructor in Java is to initiate the objects, or indirectly you are initializing the values of instance variables. I just like to focus your attention on the thing like instance variables, what it is. If you are making a variables in a class directly, so these variables are called like this. We have a class student. Okay, now we have not declare any variables here. We don't have any instance variable. Like if we declare a class student, a class, and if we defining a variable in it itself in that particular class, that variable is called instance variable. So if we have a instance variables and we have not defining, we only declaring the variable in the class, there is a special method that's called constructor in Java that will initialize the value of that instance variables, and we know that instance variable definitely the part of object itself. Okay, so I just previously I just told you that you have knowledge of how to create object in Java. So here is the syntax written here. Like if we have a class student, we have a class and then we have a reference variable s1 of class type s. So we okay, now this is a keyword new which is there to create objects, and this one is a constructor. How it is a constructor? This is a special method. Whenever there is a method, there also have a parenthesis. So we can easily understand that this is a method with the same name as the class itself. Okay, so when we are going to create an object, it is called automatically, and the purpose of this constructor especially is there to initialize the object, or indirectly we are initializing the instance variable. Okay, so I hope this concept is very much understood to you. Okay, by this example. The main purpose of main purpose of constructor is to initialize the object. Okay, next. So if we talk about how to create constructor in Java, basically there are three rules. First of all, the name of the constructor is the same as the name of the class. Okay, as we have seen before, we have a class student, and definitely the constructor name is also student. Okay, second rule is this, that constructor doesn't have any return type. Okay, unlike any method in Java which have int, float, return type, or if it is not returning any type, then we will assign void. So even void is not there to in front of constructor. We are not assigning any return type. It is single name as the class name. Okay, and definitely one more thing, the constructor is there in the class itself. Class. Okay, so we have just discussed that how we are creating the constructor. Constructor rule number 1. The constructor is there in the class. It has the same name as the class itself, and third one, it doesn't contain any return type. Okay, so these things they are to create a constructor in Java. Last one, we have types of constructor. Okay, so especially in Java, we are talking about the type. We have two types of constructor in Java. Like one is default constructor, and second one is parameterized constructor. Okay, so if we talk about default constructor, we definitely know that if a constructor is there with the same name as of the class, we don't have any parameter in default constructor. Okay, so here is an example. We have a class student, we assigning some instance variable here, and so we have that particular constructor which doesn't have any parameter in it. Okay, as you can see. So here we are just initializing the values. So in that case, if you want the instance variables in the class, you want to print that. Okay, if you doesn't have the constructor and you want to print these values or use to these values, then definitely it will not print anything. Okay, so what the constructor does, it initializes the value. So if in that case you want to print that string name and int age in your main method here itself, okay, so these two values as dot1 name and as dot age will be taking the values from the constructor itself. Okay, so that particularly the main purpose of a constructor, to initialize the instance variables, or you can say when you are creating the object, okay, this object initializing by that particular default constructor. So default constructor is there to initialize the object, and the definition of default constructor is this, that it doesn't contain any parameterized values. So there is no parameter value in the constructor. Okay. Second type. So we have second type, that's called parameterized constructor. Definitely the role of the constructor is same here, but the signature of that constructor is different. As you can see that we have a class book. Okay. Then we have another method, that is book, because it doesn't have any return type. It also have some parameters in it, because this method has the same name as the class. This is a constructor, and it also has the parameter values. So it is a parameterized constructor. The functionality is the same as the default constructor does. The same thing done by the parameterized constructor. It will there, we have instance variables, string title, double price. These are instance variables we are creating. So, okay, so we don't have here the main method, but if you are creating your main method and you are creating the object, at that time we are passing the values to these two, string t, p. Okay, so as you can see, we have itself the method here, void show, and we are trying to utilize this title and price. These values will be taken by from where? From here, the parameterized constructor. Okay, so I hope you will have the knowledge of constructor concept in Java. We have discussed here what is the constructor, the role of the constructor, how we create constructor in Java, and what are the different types of constructor. I hope you understand well. Thank you very much.